tonight at 7:30, only on NFL Network.
Monday on NFL Total Access. The Niners are unbeaten. The Browns are unimpressed. We've got game picks and fantasy predictions, plus the men and the moments from Week 5's best matchups. Monday, 7 Eastern.
Great game day roll call right there. It is our pleasure to help you pass the time when you are waiting for a newborn, the newest member of the Who Dat Nation. Jeez, like it. We're glad that we're there for you, Eric. Please keep sending photographs like that to us. Hashtag game day roll call. This is what Drew Brees put on his Instagram.
It's amazing.
What do you think, Kurt? What do you think, Kurt?
I liked it. I was watching it this week. I'm like, holy cow, they don't even have somebody catching the ball for him. They're throwing it back to him. I mean, that's pretty good right there.
We call that a thumbs up situation.
Let's go.
There you go.
Let's go.
Normally, well, somebody else pressed send on his phone. He's got to make sure his thumb is totally okay. Steve Weiss, take it away.
Well, Rich, in just 2 NFL seasons, Teddy Bridgewater endeared himself to fans, coaches, and teammates by taking the Vikings to the playoffs in 2015. Then a catastrophic knee injury threatened his career. Now it's 3 years later, and Bridgewater is starting again for the injured Drew Brees. And in this process, we've been given 2 reality checks. For the Saints, a glimpse of life without Brees, and for the rest of us, that opportunity can knock more than once.
All right, Teddy, you've run through the tunnel of the Superdome before, but last week against the Cowboys, you ran out as the starting quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. What was that like?
It was a great feeling, just being able to run out of that tunnel, take the field with my brothers in front of the city, in front of my family. It's just a great feeling knowing that this is something that you prayed for a long time.
Brees ready for the snap. Donald in his face. It's incomplete.
You're on the sideline in L.A. Drew gets hurt on that throw.
He's got his thumb taped up, and Teddy Bridgewater in the huddle at quarterback for the New Orleans Saints.
You're up.
Yeah.
Walk me through what was going through your head when you had to take the field.
Walking into the huddle, I just told myself I'm going to leave it all on the field. I can't think about the process of what it took to get here. All I can do is live in this moment now with these guys on this football field.
It's just the second game Brees has missed in his New Orleans career due to injury. So Teddy Bridgewater at the controls today.
Quick throw, Mike Thomas, boom, across the goal line.
New Orleans wins 33-27.
You get your first win at Seattle. Post-game, you gave a speech to your teammates.
Cherish this moment, man. Cherish these opportunities that we got. Cherish this feeling of winning. And just, man, never take it for granted.
What was it like to wholeheartedly deliver that message?
It was one of those moments where I just had to speak from the heart. Nothing lasts forever. It can be taken away so fast, so just cherish it, live in the moment, and don't have any regrets. To be able to share that moment with those guys, it meant a lot to me.
Terrible news for Minnesota Vikings quarterback Teddy Bridgewater today. Just 25 minutes into practice, Bridgewater tore his ACL, dislocated his left kneecap while planting to throw.
You sustained that injury in practice just months after taking the Vikings to the playoffs. Your surgeon was quoted as saying he had a toothpick of a leg to rebuild. I mean, when you hear something like that, did you ever doubt you'd be in this position?
I never doubted it.
Why?
Not once. I'm a strong believer in my faith. When I was 14 years old, we found out my mom had breast cancer. To watch her, she's in her bed, she was weak. Her fingernails had turned black, but throughout the entire process, she never doubted, she never questioned why her. She's still smiling, passing off that positive energy. And that shifted my mindset in life. Here she was fighting for her life, and I'm just here fighting for, at the time, my leg. So I knew that it was a serious injury, but at the same time, it wasn't the end of the world. So I knew that there was still hope.
After your surgery, you get medically cleared, you sign with the Jets, possibility to start there. They draft Sam Darnold, and then they trade you here where Drew is entrenched. How did you process all of that?
And when I got traded here, I actually was excited because I knew that there was an opportunity to be around a bunch of offensive-minded guys and see what made this team such a great team over the past decade. You have one chef in the kitchen who's the best chef in the world, and I had the opportunity to learn under this chef. So ever since I got here, it's been nothing but smiles.
You had an opportunity to leave. You met with the Dolphins. You could be their next quarterback, and you opted to come back here. Why?
I took the visit to Miami. We played this game. We want to start. In the end, it goes back to what I said about just being able to learn from that top chef in the world. I'm only 26 years old. I'm still young. I have a lot of football left in me. So if I can just continue to just grow as a player in New Orleans, then I feel like the sky's the limit for me.
Now, Bridgewater says he hasn't thought about the day when he'll return to the bench as Brees' backup, but he did say he considers every snap he plays an audition. Remember, his contract expires at the end of the season. And in closing, I'm going to leave you with this. Left tackle Teron Armstead said this of Bridgewater: "It's amazing that Teddy is one of our leaders because we all know his story, and all of the guys know he is genuinely one of those people who simply is grateful just to wake up every day." Now let's send it to Ian Rappaport for Actives and Actives.
Well, thanks, Steve. Let's start with some of the biggest names who are questionable coming into today. Patriots receiver Julian Edelman battled a chest injury a couple weeks ago, is officially active now for the New England Patriots. Not a surprise. This is the way it has been trending. Played last week as well. Better news, or equally good news, I should say, for the Washington Redskins, Terry McLaurin, their impressive rookie receiver, who had a hamstring injury and was not able to go last week, is officially active. He has emerged as one of their go-to guys. And a similar big lift for the Pittsburgh Steelers and their offense. First of all, Vance McDonald, who came in with a shoulder injury, was listed as questionable. He is now officially active for quarterback Mason Rudolph. That helps. And this helps as well. Juju Smith-Schuster, who had a toe injury that knocked him out of practice earlier this week, who showed up wearing a mask, as you're going to see right here, which is totally normal. He is officially active today. That is good news. And then finally, for the Oakland Raiders out in London, Tyrell Williams, one of their go-to receivers who has become their biggest target on offense at the receiver position, not going to play today. And now let's send it to Michael Fabiano for some fantasy starts and sits.
Thank you, my friend. And hey, guys, right, Kurt? And guys weren't happy about that one. Didn't have a good game, but I like them today against the Washington Redskins. They've given up 10 touchdown passes and an average of over 21 fantasy points per game to quarterback, so time will be terrific again. I'm also starting Adam Thielen. He's 38th among wide receivers in fantasy points. That's not very good, but the Giants have given up the second most fantasy points to wide receivers who line out wide, which is where Thielen is, about 71% of his offensive snaps. Guys, I'm sitting this week, Phillip Rivers going up against the Broncos. Since 2015, Rivers has averaged 13 fantasy points per game against the AFC West rival. They're also giving up just the 6th fewest fantasy points to quarterbacks this season. And I'd also be aware of Josh Jacobs against the Chicago Bears. He's averaged just 9 fantasy points in his last 3 games. The Bears giving up 3 yards per rush, and game script could be a major issue for the rookie in this contest in London.
Coming up, it's Gardner Minshew versus Kyle Allen in a battle of backup QBs.
Allen, it is a touchdown. Gardner Minshew, the Magic Man.
We'll tell you which one leads their team to victory in Carolina today. And do Daniel Jones and Big Blue's resurgent offense have what it takes to pull off the upset over the Vikes? That's next on NFL Game.